Welcome everyone. We will soon start our info session. Let's wait for a few more minutes as people are joining the call, and we should start momentarily. Okay, so let's start. Welcome everyone. Welcome to the info session for the Open Innovation Factory 2023 cutoff 2. So let me introduce you my colleague, Antonio Garcia. He's going to be my co-host. He's innovation lead at EIT Digital, and my name is Dénes Csiszár. I'm acceleration manager at EIT Digital. It's essentially us and of course some other colleagues who will work with you during your participation, hopefully, in the Open Innovation Factory 2023. So today's agenda will be, we're going to introduce you EIT Digital, sorry, briefly. Then we're going to talk about the current cutoff, which is the second cutoff this year. We're going to share with you some success stories to inspire you to submit your proposals, and then we're going to share with you some next steps, and hopefully in an hour, or according to my hopes, sooner than an hour, we can get to the Q&A session where you can ask us your questions. So first of all, about EIT Digital. So EIT Digital is an organization co-funded by the EU, or partially funded by the EU, and we are running Europe's largest digital innovation ecosystem. So we are matching innovation, entrepreneurship, and education with each other. For example, we run a master school with our university partners. We support startups and scale-ups all over Europe. We have an equity portfolio of about 250 active companies, startups, and we have helped more than 200 startups in the past. So in a nutshell, we are catalyzing European digital innovation. We have 21 offices. We have a hub in Silicon Valley. We are in network with more than 1,000 investors and business angels. We have a vast talent pool, which is our alumni network. So yeah, we really bring everything together. We are an impact organization, and we are a partnership organization. That means that we rarely do anything on our own, and this Open Innovation Factory is a prime example for that, because we are looking for collaborating with digital innovators, academia, and corporates to create awesome new European startups. Yeah, so we also help later stage companies to raise funding. Thanks to our access to finance team, more than 1.3 billion euros have been raised for those companies. And we are working with a lot of EU calls, most of them startup or innovation related, to make Europe a better place for innovation. This is a list, or actually some logos from our past companies we were helping. So there have been a bunch of startups and scale-ups we helped in early stage, during seed, and so on, wearing our various hats through our various programs. So some of them are Open Innovation Factory alumni, some of them we are just helping out to raise additional funding. I'm pretty sure you find some interesting logos in here. So like we said, we have a bunch of offices in Europe. I hope you can find the closest one to you. We have about 21 offices in Europe and the hub in Silicon Valley, where we are bringing the very best of our startups and scale-ups to discover the US market. To bring everything I have told you so far into a single slide, we are an organization with an unrivaled entrepreneurship initiative. So we are the only organization, to my knowledge, that can bring a team from being a unipreneur to a unicorn via our various programs. So for early stage, super early stage, idea stage, we have, for example, the Jump Starter program. Later stage, we have EIT Digital Venture program, which is a sort of incubation program we are doing together in a lot of countries with our awesome incubation partner. And acceleration is looking after two things. One is the Open Innovation Factory, which is the thing we are talking about, and also EIT Digital Speedmaster, which is our executive startup training, or I should say innovation training. Our growth team is looking after scale-ups, helping them to raise Series E, Series B funding or late seed funding and also helping them to access the US market. And hopefully with our portfolio, should you receive or should you be a successful applicant to this Open Innovation Factory Cutoff 2, you can enter this ecosystem as one of our esteemed partners. One more important thing to say, that we are an organization that is looking after deep tech projects. So that's something you should consider when submitting your application. So getting to EIT Digital Open Innovation Factory. What is that, right? I'm pretty sure you read it on the website and you read the call documents. So EIT Digital Innovation Factory is a program which will help you to boost your startup with new customers and technology providers within the EIT Digital ecosystem with our help. So first of all, I know that's something that you deeply care. We provide financial support of up to 400K. We request larger than 2% of equity. We will get back to that in a bit. The entire program is 6 months long, during which you must validate the product or the service you are creating with at least 10K revenue. So in order to be able to successfully apply, you have to have a company that's younger than 3 years old and have some kind of traction. And in return, apart from these support we are creating, for example, we can connect with you with our VC and corporate VC partners and also business angel networks. So to give you an example, about a month from now, the European Business Angels Network is going to run a large-scale summit, and a lot of our past Open Innovation Factory alumni is going to be there to pitch, and we made that connection possible for them. So how do we help besides what I have described so far? So EIT Digital is really the gateway to European innovation, meaning if you get support from us and you become one of our partners, one of our own, that is a sort of validation in its own, because you have sort of stamp on you in a good way that this has been validated. We can connect you to other KICs. KICs is the Knowledge and Innovation Centers within EIT. So you have EIT Digital, EIT Health, EIT InnoEnergy, and so on. You might have read about that. And it happens that with a lot of our startups and scale-ups, we are responding together to EU calls. It's actually happening right now with some very interesting proposals to give you access to our ecosystem. So we have a vast network of corporates, which could be a great first customers. Like I said, we have a huge network of investors who could be your co-founders or co-founding partners. We have service providers to help you out. So if you are looking for a particular skill set, we can help you with that to locate you the right vendor. And should you require a new employee or a co-founder of the company, then we can help you with that via our master school alumni. We will give you visibility. So we have a spotlight series, for example, where our marketing team is really spotlighting a company we are working with using our social channels and online channels. We run a series of events called Grow Digital. I mean, it's every year. That's our large annual event. And this year there have been about, if I recall, about 20 of our past companies. I mean, companies we helped in the past have a booth there and making some awesome connections. We give you training and mentoring. So Speedmaster executive training will be free for one seat for every company we are working with, and we will give you kick-ass mentoring and coaching using our internal and external resources. So we really are looking to partner with you to do awesome things together, and to create more great European startups. So with this, the Open Innovation Factory 2024 cutoff 2 is open to receive submissions. So we are now at the info session, September the 5th. So you have about, let's say, 2 months to create your application. Since it's an Open Innovation Factory program, we would require you to submit the application with partners. At least 2 partners should apply from at least 2 eligible countries. I suggest you to try and build larger and better consortiums than this. And each of these partners should be EIT Digital partners. If you are not a partner yet, you need to become one by the start of the project. Yeah, some weird nomenclature here. So we call activity what you would probably call project or a venture in this regard. So once you submit your application, you know, which is deep tech, which has at least 2 partners from 2 countries, each of them started the partnership application procedure. We're gonna review these applications, and then the actual projects will start January the 1st, 2024, and will last for 6 months. So these are the base deadlines and dates. So all of the applications should match our strategic focus areas, right? So it should be either digital tech, which I know is broad, but you can read some more descriptions down there, like AI, big data, blockchain, and so on, cloud computing. Or they should be from digital cities. And you know, what is digital cities? So a solution, just because it can be used by cities, will not be classified as digital cities. So they should be like smart mobilities or citizen services, or I don't know, energy management, sustainability. Or they should be digital industry, so transforming the way industry works, smart manufacturing, predictive maintenance, and so on. I'm not reading all of these. Digital well-being, very important, right, at the moment. So well-being at work, assisted living, I don't know, coping with chronic diseases. A bunch of different areas can be matched here. Or digital finance, which is, I'm sure you know this, fintech, payment providing, insurtech, asset management, and so on. I urge you to read there's a larger document which I urge you to read, accessible at this link, and of course you will get the presentation, so you will be able to click it to read that, because every submission must match these one of these, or at least one of these strategic focus areas. Like I said, you need to be able to create the small consortium. That's why it's open innovation, that a bunch of you are working together towards a common goal, breaking country boundaries, and so on. So how can you find your partner? Of course, you should try to find it on your own, but in case you are lacking the time, the opportunity, or just you need help, we will set up a matchmaking system, which will be available in about a week. So after the 10th of September, my colleagues are working on it right now, where we will bring together startups, corporates, and the players of academia together, so they can form these mini consortiums. So startups, I call out to you. So start creating your pitch deck and start doing like a 2-4 minutes long video introductions, right? So corporate partners who are here because they have a problem, issue, or challenge they would like to ask the startups or academia to solve. You will have to, you don't have to do a pitch, you will just have to make it clear for the other players what's the help you are looking for and who those ideal players are. And research institutes, universities, and like, you should indicate to us what is your research area, what is the key expertise or key experience based on which you would like to submit a proposal with someone. So please, if you need help, finding your ideal partner, just give us this information. So it's going to be a very simple form without much hassle, and the EIT Digital team will help you to find your ideal partner. Okay, so we will send the link to this platform once it's ready to all who have registered, but it's going to be also available of course, from the Open Innovation Factory website. Let's get to financial support. I know you must be really excited about that. So it's a grant which covers up to 50% of eligible costs. Okay, it's up to 400K, and partial pre-financing is available. You can see the timeline on the right. So 10%, 25, 25, and 40 after the final delivery. But the reimbursement will be based on actual costs, and expect the final reimbursement 12 months after the end of the activity. I mentioned that there's an equity transfer as well, which is ideally something between 5 and 15%, and it's going to be you who will offer that to us, but anything less than 2% will not be considered. Okay, so and of course the transfer requires no additional payment from any player in this regard. Okay, so how do you write a strong proposal? It has 4 let's call it dimensions, or 4 characteristics. First, there's a clear problem solution fit. Okay, so the business pain is clearly described. It's pretty important that we are looking for solutions which are solving an existing pain or which are addressing an existing opportunity. Okay, so they must be leveraging deep tech. I mentioned this before, but I can't emphasize it enough. They must have an impact on the market, and to achieve that, I suggest to have your first customer or an esteemed customer as part of the team to make sure that that's happening. And it's also very important to have clear IP assets in the company. So the IP which is used for the project should be in the ownership of the company that's submitting the proposal, the startup. No project is strong without a team, so you should have, like, of course, an awesome team with adequate deep tech expertise, and all the roles should be more or less covered to make the startup a success. And we would like also to receive the CVs, and they should be strong and entrepreneurial. Financial planning. You will be asked to do a financial planning where all the resources, money and such, will be clearly allocated to the different partners, to the different actors. Okay, if you have an investor commitment, because like I said, this is a grant-based program which covers 50% of the cost. That's a huge plus if you already have that. Okay, so let me give you some success stories. One is Ariadne Maps, which entered the Open Innovation Factory 4 years ago. So they developed a patented indoor location technology. They had partners from Germany and from Hungary, Nokia, for testing, and now they have some great customers like Deutsche Bahn, Heathrow Airport, and so on. And they already have a bunch of investors. So they closed their seed round 2 years ago, and they just closed their 7 million Series A round this year. I think it's pretty impressive where they are going with this. Another success story from France is AR4 Alpha, which is, as you can imagine, it's AI, which helps asset managers to make better decisions when they are doing their investments or managing their portfolios. They have a French partner and one from Switzerland, Lombard Odier, one of the, I don't know, most prestigious Swiss banks, and now they have a bunch of awesome customers. So they closed their funding round with the French angel investor during the project. So that's again a nice success story. We have Clevergy from last year, which has developed the platform, again, using mathematics and machine learning to forecast and model electric consumption without deploying hardware in houses. That's, you know, something that's pretty important nowadays. It's a Spanish company with an Italian software developer partner, and they just started, you know, conquering the world. So they already have some nice references from Spain, and yeah, I mean, they were very fast to generate revenue, and they are a great example of a great Open Innovation Factory company. So regarding next steps, okay, so I'm gonna bring you once more this timeline with some new things added. So the deadline for submissions is November the 13th, and that's a hard deadline, no exceptions. So please mind the date, okay? Then we will do some pre-selection. We will do some due diligence calls with some of the companies, and we will hopefully give you an answer before the end of the year as a nice Christmas present, that we will be starting to work with you from January till June. Of course, we will sign some contracts and agreements, and from January the 16th, you will start attending the next Speedmaster executive training. So if you look up Speedmaster on the website of EIT Digital, you will see what that course encompasses, what kind of knowledge we will give to you. I'm also an educator in the Speedmaster training, and I just did a product market fit training this very morning before actually doing this session. So after June the 30th, so between July the 1st and September, we will ask you to do some reporting, and then we will evaluate your delivery, give you feedback, calculate the hopefully 100% of the grants, and so on, and we will do some more administration with that part. So please read the call documents, okay? So if you open up the Open Innovation Factory 2023 website, you will see two documents on the right. One is the OIF 2023 general document, and one is the cutoff 2 specific document. So download them, read them, please. Make sure that you know all the details in that regard. How will you able to apply? Okay, so you should register on the EIT Digital intranet. Workspace is eitdigital.eu. Then at this link, you will be able to submit your proposal. It's gonna be a bit longer form, so allocate enough time to do that, and don't leave it to the last minute, because you know technical difficulties can happen. So please leave enough time for you and your team to complete the application. We have three pretty important documents or content to read. One is the aforementioned strategic innovation agenda, which your proposal must fit. And again, from a different perspective, the EIT Digital focus areas. If you open up the Open Innovation Factory website and you scroll to the very bottom, you will see these areas with some details. And also we are continuously updating the Q&A section as questions arrive. So keep an eye on that, bookmark that page, and check it every now and then if it has some more information. So how to get in touch with us in the meanwhile? First of all, before doing that, please read and analyze the call documents. Make sure that this call is for you, okay? Please do that. If the answer for that is positive, and if you need help in finding a partner, upload your data into the form. Like I said, we will send you the link after the 10th of September, so roughly in a week. If you need further help, please reach out to oif2023@eitdigital.eu. Me and my colleagues will help you there. We're gonna host 2 Q&A events. One is going to be on the 27th of September, 10 a.m., and the other at the 25th of October, 10 a.m., CET, of course, where we will answer questions in public, which we receive 72 hours before the event. Okay, so please give us time to prepare. So send us the questions 3 days before the actual event. And of course, those questions which we deem to be important for a wider audience, with answers will be added to the Q&A section of the website. So this concludes my presentation. So I was very fast, hopefully not too fast. So and now we are opening the floor for questions. You can type them into the chat panel and we will answer them, or there's also a questions part of this GoToMeeting webinar where you can ask your questions. I'm opening the floor for that. Thank you for your attention so far.
One question before starting the Q&A. I have noticed in the presentation, we have reviewed the presentation, but I have noticed a typo in the payment schedule. We mentioned that we pay the final payment is 12 months after the end of the activity, and it's 12 months after the beginning of the activity. It's in the month 12. So it's a slight difference in the language, but it's 6 months in the schedule. So
yes, thank you for the correction, Antonio.
We have some questions in the question panel. One is about if the presentation is going to be shared, and yes, it will be shortly shared in our web page, Open Innovation Factory, and then you can access to the recording and to the slides there. Then one question is about the partnership, and the partnership fee, if that is needed to apply. And the answer is that you need to initiate the partnership process to apply. Then you will get the partner code that is needed to enter to the system to submit the proposal. And if you are selected and then you are going to receive funding, you need to complete the partnership process. If you are not selected, in that case, you can decide if you complete the partnership and join the partnership, or you wait for a better moment. Another question is if only one partner can apply to the program. And no, you need to be at least 2 partners, and at least from 2 different countries. I have a lot of noise here. I don't know if can you hear me well?
We can hear you fine. Just go ahead, Antonio. It's not a problem. It's very faint in the background. No worries.
Other question is if there is a requirement of at least 2 partners. Do all of them give away 5 to 15% of their equity, or is this going to be a joint venture? And the answer is no. Only the startup boosted is the one that has to provide some equity to EIT Digital. The other partners join the team for different reasons, interest in the product, being part of the startup too, or developing some asset that they want, but only the startup boosted is the one that has to provide the equity to EIT Digital. Another question is, we submitted an application in the previous call, but it was unsuccessful. Is it possible to recycle the word in the EID portal from our application from the previous call so we don't have to start from scratch again? The answer is no. It's the system, every proposal is new. In this case, what we can do is we can provide to you the proposal if you don't have all the information, but it's not possible to reuse the system. In any case, the amount of work to enter into the system is not very hard, in my view. So don't get afraid for the work to enter the proposal. I think it's not so complex. For the requirement, is it that we need 10K profit to be eligible? And the answer is that you need to get 10K revenues during the activity time frame to be successful, not to be eligible. In general, it is preferred that you have some initial commercial traction or you have some possible customers in the line, that because it is an important requirement to consider the proposal successful, that at the end of the activity you have 10K in revenues, not in profit, in revenues. And those revenues don't need to be exact sales of the products. Things like, for example, a paid pilot of your solution is also considered a traction. That the important point is there is someone that is willing to pay for your solution. But this is one of the key elements, that is a commitment to hit the market during the activity time frame. Then another question is this scheme more suited to an established company who could establish trading and market footprint to drive adoption of a new product? It's the name of the company. It's clearly more focused on the technology. The program is aiming to early stage startups, and then there is a limit in the registration date, that is companies needs to be registered after 2019, January 2019. The program is aimed to a startup that if you are in the market and you have some initial traction, that is good in the program. You have customer and you use the program to boost your solution. If you are still at the product stage, you need to be very sure that you will hit the market before the end of the activity, because in the case that you don't get this commercial traction of at least 10K, then your activity can be considered not successful and even could have some penalties in the grant. So if a company is established but is the early stage startup, 2-3 years old, and you have a product that is in the market but you want to boost this product and to extend the market, or this program is suited to you. And thank you. That is. Thanks for the clear summary. Is it only the individual startup that becomes the official beneficiary based for possible partner expenses, or do the partners become beneficiaries as well and the budget is shared? All the partners are beneficiaries of the funding. The maximum, as Denis explained, is 400K for all the partners involved in the activity. It is in general, this is the answer. It's not only a startup, and all the partners can be beneficiary. In general, we expect that most of the budget goes to the startup that is being boosted, because this is the aim of the program. But all the partners, all the partners need to be partners, and all of them can be beneficiaries and receive financial support. This the distribution of the financial support is up to the partners. Remember that we mentioned that it's up to 50% of the eligible cost, that is the part that is supported by the EITB, that financial support. Is the 3GRH a hard stop? Yes, it is a hard stop. If the company is registered before January 2019, you cannot participate as the startup boosted. If you are other partner participating, helping a startup to boost, this is possible. That there is not an age limit for other companies, corporates, RTOs, or universities. That there is not such a limit. Startup. I don't understand too much the next one, that is a new startup purely focused on the new technology. Okay, maybe it is related with the part before, talking about the well-established companies. We are supporting early stage startups. If that startup is a spin-off of another company, this is possible as soon as the parent company is more a holding that have some other businesses. This is possible, but there is a restriction that cannot participate subsidiaries that are in the same business as the parent company. So you cannot create a startup to go over the age limit and participate in the program if the parent company is also a company in the same area, because at the end we are trying to support the startup that can grow independently. So it's a complex situation if you have two companies working in the same area. So the answer is no, if this is the case. You mentioned that the venture should already have some market traction. What does this look like, and what proof will need to be provided when submitting a proposal? The company is good that they have some market traction, or it is very close to this market traction and can show that will it's almost sure, or have a very high option to get this market traction before the end of the activity, because as I mentioned, this is one of the requirements to consider the activity, the project as successful. But and the evidence that you have to provide is made of invoices, one or several invoices adding more than 10K. And as I mentioned, these invoices has to be related with the solution, but they don't need to be licensing, or they don't need to be selling the product. They can be things like paid pilots, even other kind of work around the solution that is not selling the licenses, for example. So, but the evidence needed are invoices adding up to over 10K. This is a strict criteria that the scale up is not older than 3 years. We are 4 years old and work in the field. I'm afraid that you cannot participate if you have been registered before the January 1st, 2019. What will happen to IP asset after the equity share? Well, we consider that the startup should have some IP that is the core of their solution, and the participation of EIT Digital when receiving the equity will be, in general, will be a passive shareholder in your company, and we expect that the company has some IP asset, go to additional investor, grows, becomes at the end becomes a unicorn or at least an industry leader. So nothing happened with the IP. We expect the IP stays with the venture boosted. In the presentation, Mr. Cesar said that we are able to submit our proposal. We need to register. Is there any type of taxes or something like that? To submit our proposal, we also we need to be only with partners, not only one company, for example. Thank you in advance. Yes. As I mentioned, to submit a proposal, you don't need to pay any taxes or any fee. If you are selected, then you need to complete the partnership process, and then you will need to pay the partnership fee. That are all the partnership models are in our web page. If you are only one partner, that is the other part of the question, then you cannot participate by yourself. You need to at least to get another partner. This is what Dennis mentioned, that after the 10th, September the 10th, we will open a system to help these cases when you don't have a known partner to participate. You can enter in this application, and we will try. EIT Digital team will try to help you to find the suitable partner to participate. But only one partner, only one company cannot participate by itself. Can the startup already be a registered company? A company that has won EIT Digital in the past? Yes, there is no restriction for companies that have participated. Companies that have participated in previous EIT Digital or any other EIT, other KICS, other sister organization like EIT Health or EIT Urban Mobility. You can participate, and even in EIT Digital also. The only thing to say is that there is no an advantage or disadvantage to be an alumni of EIT in the past, but you can participate. In general, we encourage companies that are aligned with the program to participate. If a startup applies and wants as its partner at university, then the university has to submit an application as well. Additionally, both partners will receive the funding it's selected. The application to the program is only one for the team of different partners. That can be one startup to be boosted, one university, for example, or another partner, additional partner. But both of them need to become partners if they are selected. We have many universities in our partnership, so it's something that you need to work with an university. You can check one of the universities that are in our partnership, but it's possible that a new university joins the proposal. But if they are selected, if you are selected, the team is selected, both the startup and the university needs to become partners to receive the EIT funding. And additionally, both partners can receive funding if the proposal is selected. In general, we have many proposals with one startup and one university that is supporting the startup with some scientific or technical or other kind of knowledge, and that is possible. But both partners need, both organizations need to become partners. For UK-based companies, as the UK is not part of the EU, what is the process for applying? My recommendation is that in this program is possible for UK companies to apply. with a special model that is supported by EITT and the UKRI. My recommendation is that you get in contact with our colleagues in the West region that can clarify how the process is, but now it is possible for UK companies to participate in the program. Can partners work with a startup for free? I don't understand the question. Is there any agreement that the startup needs to sign with the partner? I understand with the other partners that are participating. This is not a requirement of EIT Digital to have a kind of consortium agreement. This is something that you can decide or not. What is required in the program is that at the end, the startup has freedom to operate. What means that if the other partners have some asset that is needed for the solution that is owned by the startup, you need to get an agreement between the partners and the startup to be sure that the startup is not blocked by the IP of the new partner. But the answer is that it's not needed a consortium agreement for that. I don't understand what means work with the startup for free. If that means that if a partner wants to participate and not receiving funding, this is possible too. The distribution of the funding is up to the companies, or the organization participating. In order to make decision on use of the resources, I understand the use of the company's resources. What is the percentage success rate versus the number of applications? This is variable. It depends on the number of applications, the quality, the amount that is required by the different companies. But I can give you the number of the last cutoff where we received in the program 46 proposals, or 46 proposals. We selected 8 proposals. So it was this was the rate in the last one. I think this is okay. Our startup was founded and registered mid-Jan 2024. I suppose this is I
assume he meant 2020. Yeah.
2020, probably 2020. We are closing. We are getting close to 3 years. Yes, the limit is not the age, it's the registration date. Is if the company is registered after January 2019, that is possible. Can we include end user who will use our product and solution in the consortium in addition to technological partners? Yes, and that is a very recommendable structure. When you join the proposal, you join with one of your customers, and it's recommendable because it's very easy to show the traction because you already have the customer there. Both the startup and the customer can also apply for financial support. So the customer can have some facility, let's say some easy way to apply the resources for integrating a solution, for example. So the answer is yes, it is a recommendable approach on a startup with a possible or a current customer.
One thing here that the end user is not a private individual, but it has to be an incorporated, business or something like that. So someone as a legal entity and not a private entity.
The next one, I think, is the same. What are the requirements for the partners? One of them is a startup being boosted, and the other of them could be their customer. Yes, I explained that. What other examples of partner roles could be there? We have very different structure of consortiums or consortia or teams, partners teams. For example, we have seen many cases that one is could be the customer. In another cases, the second partner is a software developer that is helping the startup to do some part of the product. Even in that case, normally they have also to get some additional agreement in addition to the proposal. We have seen other cases where the partner is a university that is interested, or an RTO, a research center that is interested in developing some asset that at the end will belong to this partner, but they will be used by the startup, for example. So this is common, that the startup plus university or research center. We have other cases where the startup joins with an organization that helps to open the market in another country. This is also something that we see in some cases. The startup has a solution and was to enter in another market, and then the second partner is an organization that can help the startup to analyze and to enter in this other market. So there are several options, and that these are some examples, but we can imagine others. How much are the membership fee? The membership fee, there are different partnership models, and it depends on the size of the company and the model that you choose. Because there are several models, you can check that in our website in the partnership area. What happens if the startup is unable to generate this 10K revenue? In that case, the final evaluation can be that not the startup, but the activity has not performed well, and can be a reduction of the grant at the end. So it's very important that this commercial traction is well supported from the proposal, because it will be successful criteria in the selection of the activity. You are able to show that you have this commercial traction evidence. You have there already there. You are already there. It's a better solution for your proposal. So, but if the company is unable to get this 10K evidence, there can be some penalty of the final grant. That's an additional partner from the US count. I think I'm not 100% sure, but I think there cannot be. There cannot be the only one partner. If a customer is in the US, this is possible, but you need to have two partners that are in eligible countries. If in addition you have a customer outside, that is okay, but it's not. It does not count as a partner for this limit of two partners. In fact, it cannot participate because it cannot be a partner of EIT, but can participate in the proposal, but cannot participate in the structure, in the formal structure of the proposal. Where I can find partners list that are already assisting the EIT Digital Network. There is a link in the website, also in the call document. You can find a link to the partner in the web page of EIT Innovation Factory, and going to become a partner. There is a list of the partners there. But my recommendation is that if you are looking for partners, you use the application that we will open on the 10th, and there you enter what are you planning, and what kind of partner are you looking for, and we can help not only with our partners, but only with some others that enter in the same matchmaking application, and then we can initiate a contact between you. May I know once more if EIT Digital is looking only for new startup, or does it help to have a trading track record already? No, it's possible to participate if you have if you are trading and you have a business. That is not a problem as far as you are you have been registered after 2019. So in 2019, it's not a problem. So in general, we are not looking for new startup. We are looking for a startup, early stage startup. The 3-year question was answered. Okay, sorry. We have made an application in 2 previous calls. In the first occasion, we were asked to do a one-on-one surgery session call after the proposal review, but in the second time we applied, we were not asked to attend a one-to-one surgery session call. This session that Jason mentioned here is that our team is open to help you to define the proposal in the best way. This is not a guarantee. That is, we have had later some questioning about that. This is not a guarantee that you will be selected, but our team can help to prepare a good quality proposal, and then the evaluation of that proposal is in a different jury, a different process. And our team, what can do, our regional team in general, what can do is helping you to create a good quality proposal and not forget nothing. But so you can expect to have some support if you want from our team. What if the new technology is different from the core business of the company? Is this thing as a distraction? It depends. It depends if in the evaluation the jury consider that this is something that is valuable. So you can apply. It's not. This is not a problem at all. But you need to apply, explaining that it's something that you expect, how you expect to grow the new solution. And it's important that you need to offer a percentage of equity in the company that is boosted. If you are launching a new solution, that is one part, and you have other products, but okay, that is possible. But the equity that you are offering is in the whole company. You have to consider that. What if we have market traction but we don't have an IP to protect our technology yet? Okay, this is in that case, when you prepare your proposal, you have to show what your strengths are. Maybe you don't have the IP, something that is related with your know-how or related with the team or whatever. You can do that. In general, we prefer companies that have an IP that can make that valuable, but you can apply and show what is your strength. I'm sorry if the question has been answered, but how does one decide what equity to offer in the range between 3% and 15% equity? If the company has brought in investor already at a valuation of, say, 8 million and you offer 400K, then should we offer 5%? The answer is that there is a relation between the value of the company and the equity that you are offering, but it's not so a strict relation that you need to have a formula to calculate. At the end, you are competing with other companies. It is expected that this equity is related with the value added by the program, but you have to do your proposal. But I would say that is a bit aligned with the value added by the program with to your company, the financial value and other value that you can consider. But at the end, it's your decision to enter there the proposal, and this will be compared and evaluated by the jury at the end. Can young industrial companies less than 5 years age located in Switzerland participate? I think we don't have an agreement with Switzerland, but the EU for that part. But my recommendation is that you get in contact with our West region, that they know that framework, and then they can help you. Is it an issue with our academic partners from the UK? It's not an issue, but the problem that there can be in this kind of proposal is that this agreement that I mentioned with the UK RI have some condition, and depending on the case, they can apply or not. So my recommendation is the same, that you get in contact with our West region, with the EIT Digital team, and we can analyze the case. If there is only one partner, it is possible that the proposal is valid, but this partner, this university, cannot receive funds. My recommendation is that you get in contact with our team explaining the case, and we can give you the detailed solution. I'm sorry if I already missed this information, but is equity always taken if the startup gets the funding? Yes. Yes, if all the startups selected have to provide some equity as a sustainability model for the EIT Digital innovation cycle, and then EIT Digital, that is a non-profit organization, will use that value in the future to support other companies through innovation programs. More specifically, can Swiss startup with partners in Germany apply and receive funding? You need to check with our West region. I think Swiss companies cannot apply, but you can check with our West region. What are the requirements for the partners? One of them is a startup being boosted, and one of them could be their customer. Yes, I think I have answered this before. Universities, market creators, even some kind of accelerators that can participate and help the company. There is no restriction for the other partners. Is the 50% funding referring to the total cost of all partners combined? So if the other startups partner document cost of, say, 500K and claim just 10K, the startup could be funded 300,000 case with 100%. I don't think so, because this number are not well done, but the concept is okay. So if the other partners are providing much more what we call co-funding, or there is the work that is supported by their own resources, this can be released for the startup boosted. But the right number is, at the end, if you are getting 50% and the startup wants 300K and the other partners 100K, the total cost should be 800K, because the 50% of 800 is 400. That is the addition of 300 and 100. So the concept is okay. The numbers are not right, but this is okay. If the other partners provide additional resources, the startup can get more percentage of funding, not only the 50%. The 50% is calculated at the total activity level, or total proposal level. I'm sorry, but I'm still not clear in eligible consortium structure. I'm sorry. Would an SME in one country and a research institute in a different country be eligible? Yes. Answer has, sorry, Dennis has answered in the system. Then the next one is the same. Okay, my colleague Victoria mentioned about the Swiss guarantee. I'm not sure how it works regarding Swiss partners, but as I mentioned, if you contact with the West region, Victoria or other of my colleagues can help you to explain what is our relation now with the Swiss partners. Can the 50% match funding be in-kind contribution? It depends on what you call kind contribution. There are several types of eligible cost. In general, all the costs here are in-kind contribution, because at time, now Alexandra has clarified, the eligible cost, you can check that in our when you get the partners code, you can check that in our intranet, even if you are not a complete partner yet. But I can explain a couple of cases. In the case of, there is one special case for startups, that is this in-kind contribution is valid for owners of the startup, founders, normally founders of the startup, but owners of the startup that are not employees. There is a type of eligible cost that is accepted by the EU. That is for this case. It's a case where the founders are not employees and then they are working for the startup. It's possible to apply something that is called in some places sweat equity. That is when someone is working for a company that is owned by him or by himself or herself. And then there is a kind of standard cost recognition. That is a kind of in-kind contribution. Another case that is a kind of in-kind contribution, that is for some, normally if you are working with a company and this company is a partner, another partner, let's say a corporate, and this corporate is providing resources that are their own employees, they don't need to put directly money in the project. What they are entering the project is the cost of their own resources that they are paying. We can call that in-kind contribution in the sense that it's not money, is resources, but those resources are being paid by the company. So my recommendation is that you can check in our intranet, or you can check in the Horizon Europe model what kind of costs are eligible. That is, this is available in the EU website, and there is a link in the call document to the model grant agreement, where all possibilities of eligible costs are there, with a lot of examples, explanation, what is possible and what is not possible. It is possible for a spin-off of a partner company to submit the application, and then the equity offered will be from that spin-off. The equity offer will be always from that spin-off. As I mentioned, in general, there is a restriction that companies that are subsidiaries cannot participate, but this is especially if the parent company is a commercial company that is able to participate in the same market. The objective is that, or the restriction is to have companies that have their own life to grow, and because the EID Digital has a participation in this spin-off. If the spin-off is only a commercial company, it's difficult that this commercial company grows and get a lot of value. It's more that the value and the growing is in the parent company. So this is something that it depends on the type of spin-off and the difference between the company and the spin-off, and the markets where the spin-off and the parent company are. If they are in the same market, I can advance that. No. If the parent company is a holding that is having different business in different companies, the answer is yes. In other cases, we need to analyze this, but it depends on the case. And I think this is the last one.
Just one question that I think it hasn't been answered. There is one who says, I have 2 projects. Is it okay to send 2 projects by the same company?
Yeah, this is it was the first company, the first question. I'm not sure, because I think it was possible in the previous cutoff, but I need to check in this one. We need to come back to Lilian in this case with the answer, because in previous cases it was possible, but I'm not 100% sure if this is possible in this one. We need to come back to you with the question, with the answer. I don't see more.
There is no more.
If there's a question we haven't answered so far and we missed, just please emphasize it somewhere so we can check it, like in the chat panel or sending it again. It might be that we overstepped some and we don't want to have that.
And remember that in the web page we have the frequent asked questions in the web page, so you can go there, and many of the questions the questions that are general for everyone, we try to enter there, so you can check this information too.
Plus that we are going to host 2 more Q&A sessions. One is about 3 weeks and the other is at the end of October. The dates are in the presentation. The links will be available on the website as well. So if you have any further questions that you can't ask via email, the email address is oif2023@eitdigital.eu. Then please attend those sessions and send the questions 72 hours in advance so we can get prepared for answers. Okay. Can we include end users who will use our product and solution in addition? I think, Tibor, we have already answered that question. The answer is yes. Of course, you can include end users, but not private individuals. So if you are, I don't know, a B2C company selling apps, not the ones who are downloading your apps, but if the end user is a company to whom you are selling your solution or whatever legal entity, then the answer is yes. Yeah. Okay, so let me start counting back in my head from, I don't know, 20 for further questions to answer, to arrive, sorry. 10, 5. Okay, thank you so much for attending this this info session. I hope you will submit some great projects and we can start working together pretty soon. So thank you everyone for attending this session, and have fun. Take care. Goodbye.